What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Monday Night Live. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure everyone you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share, hype, all of them other things as well. And of course, everyone that you see here, the individual channels are listed below in the description. So make sure you show them that love. Like we were saying before we went live, we have legends in the building. This week, we've got Ryan, Skillit, my guy, Kick Out, GP, wrestling lifer, and alongside another lifer, the man that promotes all things brilliant in black wrestling, ADazzle, Black Wrestling Alliance is in the building, and of course myself, Mekz, and Anarfi, WrestHINGS. Lads, how are we doing this evening?
Good, man. Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We are all
Yeah,
good.
thank you for having us. Yeah, man. This is great.
Yeah, man.
Love it. Loving the aesthetic already. The Monday Night Live, hard.
Mate,
Love it.
we've got to do it. We've got to do it, and
Yeah,
we've got a hell of a show to talk about today, man. Royal Rumble, obviously this past weekend, and we know the winners and big up everyone involved. And obviously, as they do, they'll be pumping out the stats for the next week and showing individual performances and stuff. But it's one man that again has got the IWC talking, and that man is Roman Reigns, winner of the Men's Royal Rumble 2026. We're gonna kind of go around and kind of give our top line opinions on this win. And Anarfi, I'm gonna come to yourself first. Yeah. Did Roman Reigns need to win this Royal Rumble for you? And should he have won? And if not him, who would you have put forward to win this?
I think this might be a great decision as of yet, because I'm looking more at like the main event of WrestleMania. If we're looking at two big stars that need to main event night 2 of WrestleMania, surely it's Roman and Punk. You know, I think that's what we're heading towards, Roman and Punk. I knew it as soon as the men's rumble started. I knew that Roman was winning. Like Roman can't come back and lose, bro. It doesn't make sense. Like, he's Lionel Messi. he has to come and collect a trophy. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when he came back, I was like, yeah, Roman's winning this, man. And it makes complete sense. Another guy I had as my second pick was Seth Rollins. Obviously, Seth Rollins didn't really show up, but I had a feeling that Seth Rollins was going to be the next person, because there's a story with Seth, Roman, and Punk, and they couldn't just leave it there at WrestleMania 40. They have to like continue it. You know what I mean? Or 41, sorry. So they need to continue it. So WrestleMania 42, it's definitely going to be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. You opened my eyes to that, by the way, but last week, and you mentioned that it's two stars that need to main event. So it's that.
Yeah, that's just the way I saw it. It's the biggest match that they could make, and I think when it gets to WrestleMania and booking WrestleMania main events, that's literally what they probably care most about. If we can fandangle a story along the year to kind of get us to that, then brilliant, because there's story involved. But then when we get into it, really, we're just looking at, what's the biggest match possible. Yeah, big up everyone that's watching live. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments as well. Did Roman Reigns need to win the Royal Rumble? ADazzle, I'm coming to you. Did he need to win the Royal Rumble? And if not, then who should have got it done?
As much as it might sound annoying to a lot of people, I don't think there's any other choice. I think Anarfi and yourself are right in terms of the main event. On a personal level, Roman and Punk, I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan, not at this iteration of Punk anyway. He's done great to be where he is and all that kind of stuff. But in terms of a main event for WrestleMania, it just wouldn't be mine. But it makes complete sense as to why he is. It makes complete sense as to why he's champion, as much as it may have been because Rollins got injured probably too, earlier than expected or whatever it is. For me, I can't see any alternative. I'm sure we might get into it on this show, but like there were so many other things in the Rumble that could have happened to further other things. But in terms of the main event and who won, there's literally no alternative to Roman Reigns.
Skillit, do you agree or disagree?
I have to agree. I mean, obviously, my heart was I was hoping WWE will just do something a bit more brave or do something totally different that they've never done before, and that's make an NXT call-up win the Rumble. And I was hoping that would be Obafemi. I know that would have been a crazy shout because, that could go two ways. That could really push him to the moon, or that could really backfire, and a lot of people might not like that. So I can understand why they were a bit apprehensive to do that. Roman Reigns does make sense. Roman Reigns Punk does make sense. And I think this will be a good time if they do go with Punk and Roman. I do agree with ADazzle that Punk hasn't really been the Punk that we all know he can be since being back at WWE, if you know what I mean. I mean, he did some great stuff with Drew McIntyre, but in terms of his promos, he hasn't really been that Punk. And I think this could be a good time to bring back that Punk against Roman Reigns. So I'm hoping that's what we get to see.
I think a lot of that is going to be dependent on how much Roman is going to be around between now and like I believe he's going to be on Raw tonight, but then going forwards, is he really going to be here or not? That is the question, and that will determine, I guess, the amount of story that could be told. I think last week on the show we were talking about how obviously we all know the story of the forming of the Shield, how CM Punk allegedly wanted Cassius Ohno over Roman Reigns years ago when CM Punk was in AEW, and I think he made a comment about, you know, people going to WWE and just the part-timers always getting the WrestleMania spots. And Roman Reigns retaliated. This was back in 21 or 2022 or so. He retaliated saying that he's just jealous that he's not John Cena, he's not The Rock. They started the whole needle mover, this, that, and the other. Roman printed it on a t-shirt. Like there's a bit there we can tell between these two, but I think it just depends on if he's gonna be there to tell it. Now, Skillit, you just mentioned about WWE being brave. Do you think we should get more shock Rumble winners? Or do you think it should kind of be a combination of people's hard work during the year?
I think they can't. The problem is, I think creative may really want to throw out some ideas that are a bit braver than normal. Because I think even creative might get bored of booking the Rumble same old every year. Do you know what I mean? They might want to do that, but the problem is because the Royal Rumble is so synonymous with WrestleMania, they have to have that Rumble match make sense for what the main event is going to look like. They can't do what we all wanted to see. Which I know we all wanted to see Obafemi win it. I felt he had a great showing. I think he should have got last four, in my opinion. And of course they're going to do something with him and Lesnar, but I think things like that they do want to do, but they can't, because ultimately it has to make sense for the main event and for people to buy WrestleMania. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Do you lot, and anyone can chime in on this one? But I guess to some degree, like Jey Uso would have been a quote unquote surprise win. So can they do a surprise win and work it out later? Because now, from what you're saying, Skillit, which might be the case, now we're saying that WWE books with, you know, long-term storytelling in mind, and I think that could be argued that they don't do that at all.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. I think what helps is having two titles is what helps it. That's what helps it. I think when they do get a bit, you know, let's do a little wild card Rumble booking, but that will always fall back on the lesser title, if that makes any sense. I no disrespect to the World Heavyweight title, but most of the time it will fall back to that than the actual prestige of the WWE title, or depending on what year they want to make which title more, you know, more valuable. You know what I mean on that year. So, and I think, and obviously, I saw the Jey Uso Rumble win coming. I saw that coming. So, but I do know what you mean. That is a good point. That is still a wild card decision. To be fair, that is.
I think it was a wild card decision based on the other people that were in the Royal Rumble in you know that year, including this year as well. Kind of very much the same kind of people. So Jey Uso was surprised in that respect, but in terms of the trajectory and all the stuff that we saw and what we were expecting to happen, it wasn't that much of a surprise. But yeah, I think Skillit is right in saying about, you know, it was clear that the Jey Uso win and his main event and his match at WrestleMania was going to be lesser to everything else that was happening. You know, even with Roman, Rollins, and Punk, that wasn't even for a title. Jey Uso's match with Gunther was a lesser match. Yeah. So it worked out in that respect. Some people would argue, well, it should be the main thing, but it made sense to me. It just made sense.
Anarfi, what you say? More surprises or stick to the plan?
I think surprises for me is more like when you have stuff like Powerhouse Will Hobbs come out. Obafemi eliminating so many people. Obafemi having a face-off with Brock Lesnar, that's a surprise for me. But I think when it comes to surprise winners, it's a risky job, very risky. I think whenever you're watching a Rumble, you always have in mind that this person's gonna win. Like you have a five, you have your best five in it, and if that one person infiltrates your best five, you're like, bro, where do they go from here? Because obviously they've been building these people for time, not building people for time, but you've been seeing like how much stardom is in the ring right now. And if, for example, LA Knight entered the Rumble, a lot of people in the Discord and all around were saying, yeah, man, he's gonna win. He might get a chance. I don't, bro. He couldn't because you're up against Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, Randy. Even Randy was even one guy I think he might even get it. Cody slightly, but LA, like, yeah, I don't think this is time. Or maybe if there's a thing where it's like they've built LA Knight from mad early, and I'm like, yeah, LA Knight might have a chance at it. But nah, man, Brock Lesnar was gonna eliminate you, bro. Whatever you like or not. Even Ilya looked like Mario, looked like Super Mario, the way he just got dodged over the rope. Like, I'm like, this is Ilya Dragunov that's been beating man out and making man bleed. Like it's just Royal Rumble's a different sort of match, and your first five picks are always going to be the one that's going to win. And if anyone else is in there, I don't know where WWE have surprises. Like Jey Uso's one shocked me big time, and I think like it was nice, but when we came to reality and we thought about it, we're like, I don't know if this one worked out. You know,
it didn't.
It wasn't really. Yeah, it wasn't really what we wanted it to be. But he held the title. He had his bits, and yeah.
Does the experiment with Jey Uso almost strike fear into creative that we have to sometimes stick to the plan? And when we take these risks, we can now see that they don't always pay off.
I think it depends on the wrestler, innit? Like, I feel like Jey Uso is good, but I don't see him as like, I don't know, no disrespect. I love Jey Uso a lot, but Heavy is the head that wears the crown in it, and I don't think he was like ready for it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
like for example,
good point.
Yeah. Like if Obafemi were to win it, surprise, I'm like, yeah, this guy's champ. This guy can definitely do it. He can talk. He can wrestle. He can give you a great story. He can do the whole thing. He's a full hexagon. Do you get what I mean? But like anyone else, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. LA Knight is good, but I don't know if I think he's more of like a SummerSlam win. I don't see this guy going to Royal Rumble and getting a WrestleMania win. He's a SummerSlam guy. So you get a SummerSlam and it's like, right, LA Knight won at SummerSlam. Amazing. But Royal Rumble is meant for like big brolic guys or the main star, big event. You know what I mean? Big show. And I'm not talking about Paul Wright. I'm talking about big show men. You know what I mean?
Right.
Big show men. You know what I mean? Like the big ones, like the wireless headline.
Yeah, the wireless headline.
Coachella. Yeah, you get the Coachella. You got what I mean? So
the different days of the day.
The different days. Yeah, you got what I mean? Skillit knows what I'm talking about. Man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, yeah, bro.
No, that's a very good point with Jay. Yeah, that didn't work, and you just nailed it. And you put the nail on the head on why it didn't work. And that's not, like you said, I know you're not disrespecting Jay. We all four of us, I know we all love Jay, but it's just there's a lot of pressure. You know, Eddie Guerrero said it himself when he became champion. There's so much pressure on you, and I felt like it's sad that Eddie died the second time when he was going to win it the second time, because I felt he would have handled it so much better.
Yeah.
Run, but he admits that first run he wasn't all there, and I think that's what happened to Jay.
I think since the Rumble, since Saturday night, I've heard a lot of Roman Reigns didn't deserve to win. This word "deserve" is getting thrown around a hell of a lot, and I don't, in this context of picking a Rumble winner, picking someone that's going on to quote unquote main event WrestleMania. ADazzle, what does this word "deserve" mean? Like, who deserves to win a Rumble? How do we determine who deserves to win a Rumble?
I think we've already kind of answered the question when we were saying whether Roman should have won or not. At the end of the day, it's about who's going to sell tickets at WrestleMania. That's the deserving factor alone. In terms of what people are saying, I can understand that, but in the sense of, he hasn't been really in a storyline for weeks. He came out of nowhere. So I understand that part of like not deserving. And it's a shame that it hasn't happened like that. I get it. It would be nicer if it would have actually made sense if with the last couple of weeks that have happened, that Finn Balor found his way into the Rumble and he won. That would have made sense and that would have felt deserving because of there was a story and it only started 2 weeks ago, but it still would have made more sense in that respect. But at the end of the day, it's about selling tickets. Who's going to sell more tickets than Roman Reigns? Absolutely no one, regardless of how often or not that is there.
And also, Mekz, you asked a really good question at the start of this interview when you said to Anarfi, you asked Anarfi, if it's not Roman Reigns, who?
Then who?
I'm sorry. Like,
had an answer?
None of us had an answer for that. None of us had an answer for that. So, I'm sorry. It's Roman Reigns. And disrespectful. This man freaking that bloodline storyline. He brought wrestling back. I'm sorry, he did. He's one of the main reasons why we're all still watching wrestling and still fans to this day. So come on, man. Listen, park the bus, man. Allow it, man. People need to allow it. Seriously.
With that being said, let's bring into play this Pat McAfee. This Pat McAfee show is becoming a bit infamous with this and a YE Fatu family and kind of blowing up the business. So Roman Reigns has gone there the day before Rumble, and he's had an interview with Pat McAfee, about a half an hour interview, and I guess the infamous line that's coming out and being quoted and stuff is where Roman Reigns says to Pat McAfee, I leave an opening, meaning when he steps away from WWE, I leave an opening and I give them plenty of space to create. We are 2 years here now. I guess that's 2 years since, the end of the bloodline, quote unquote. We haven't advanced. We haven't evolved. We have great leadership with Nick Khan. God bless him. But we have to keep up creatively. Skillit, do you agree or disagree with that quote?
I agree. I mean, let's be honest, guys. 2 years ago, I don't think any of us was wishy-washy with wrestling content, watching it week in, week out. I think we were all tuning in week in and week out. It was must watch. And Mekz, we do gorilla position together. Sometimes Mekz has to cover me because I ain't watching it week in, week out. I'm pretending. I'm pretending I know what's going on, bro. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Because it's not the same, bro. It's not. Something's got to change. They haven't. Let's be honest, guys. In terms of creative, Roman Reigns is so spot on because we seeing the same storyline week in, week out. We're seeing the same wrestlers wrestle the same wrestlers week in, week out. If this was under Vince, people would be going crazy.
Nuts, batshit, yeah.
So Triple H has been getting away with it, and I'm kind of glad Roman Reigns is calling it out. He's calling it out, bro. So it's good. We need some big change, and I hope big change happens this year. Definitely.
Yeah.
Is there a line, ADazzle? Do you say there's this interview? How much do you think is, shoot stuff? How much do you think is work for? And then obviously, literally, turns up a day later and almost, like a Batman puts on a cape and saves the company by winning the Royal Rumble.
They're saying, "Save me." They're saying, "Save me." Save us. That's it. They're saying, "Save us."
Save us.
It's funny.
I think the beauty of the comment and what he said could be taken as shoot or kayfabe. It could be taken as this is him. He's talking about how good he is. He's been doing that for how long, and the end of his reign came 2 years ago. So we could just be talking about Roman Reigns as Roman Reigns, or we could be talking as himself and about the company. Both statements would be correct. So he's not said anything wrong, but then your question is about, is it a fine line? I think it could be, but that may depend on how the heads of WWE take it. You know what I mean? I think it more to do with that. It's possible that they may have not, they may have taken it in a bad way. They already knew they were going to. Maybe he already knew that he was winning the Rumble. The decision was made already. So he felt like he couldn't say it, and they're not going to take it away from him. Possible, but it's so it's not no last minute rewrites. You know what I mean? So You know, it is a fine line. I think but again, that's a good thing. Again, it's a good thing. It gets us talking, it gets the fans talking, all the rest of it, and it's all. I don't see a real issue.
The way Triple H was talking in his press conference before they cancelled all his press conference, he was going on like they planned things way in advance. So according to Triple H, this would have been planned since October that Roman Reigns was going to win the Rumble. Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm just glad Roman Reigns is calling it out. Even if it's kayfabe or not, I'm just glad he's calling it out. It needs to be called out.
Even adding on to Skillit's point, like whenever I watch like WWE now, yeah, and stuff like Roman Reigns, him calling them out, Liv Morgan winning the Rumble, in the back of my mind, I think to myself, even the graphic thing that with when they leaked Braun Breaker's entrance when he came out number 1 or number 2, the back of my mind, I think to myself, bro, this is for flipping Untold, isn't it? Majority of the stuff that you're doing for Untold. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna do a story of Untold where Roman Reigns is unhappy. I was feeling a bit down at one point, you know. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
Sting has arrived. That's a great point Anarfi just made. Even the whole thing about the mistake of the graph, that could be put in Untold, because obviously I do believe that was a leak. I don't believe that was intentional, but that now they could be like, what do we do if like we put out that the graph got leaked and then that's how Braun Breaker was able to get attacked because they knew Braun Breaker was coming as number 1. I don't know, but it's a good point that Anarfi's making, that a lot of this stuff could just be tied into the documentary.
I think we said this at the time when they said, you know, Unreal was going to be a thing. Like, how much now are they going to be booking TV so they can tell a story for Unreal, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, mistakes may happen, like we're saying with the Braun Breaker lower third coming up on SmackDown, but now they can make it like, you know, oh, that happened, so we had to think quick, we had to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and kind of put themselves over at a time where, no, someone just simply pressed the button and made a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mekz, I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now, Mekz.
We can hear you now.
Mekz? Oh no, we still can't hear you. No.
Is your
Bluetooth on, Mekz?
Yeah. Oh. Check your noise cancellation, maybe. Reduce your.
He's doing this for Unreal.
Mekz
it for Unreal. Mekz it
over. Him and Anarfi can put himself. We had this issue and we had to tie it in.
You had to tie it in, you know. And that's what we do. Yeah. That's what we do.
Yeah, we can hear you now, mate.
That's what we
do. WrestHINGS Unreal coming soon. I can't wait for
WrestHINGS Unreal.
I was suggesting that, do you think creative could have used Roman in the sense of go and say this stuff on Pat McAfee's show to kind of even put the roster on high alert that we're not moving forward, almost like a reverse kind of kick up the bum that, well, we're going to make you the guy again because no one here is really stepping up at the rate we need them to. After all, we watched Unreal, we saw LA Knight make a mistake, and maybe that's why they're not going all the way with him. Obviously there's been injuries up and down the roster as well, but yeah, do you think there could be any chance that this is all kind of, again, worked, that Roman goes out and says this, he steps off a private jet and he says, they called me to come back, tell, you know, they said save us and all of this kind of stuff. I know he's obviously got a god complex, that's his character, but at the same time, do you think that they could have, you know, told him to plant these seeds, sort of thing?
Yeah and no, because I don't know, whenever Roman's on like these shows and stuff, I can't really tell if he's being like if he's shooting or kayfabe. Like that's I think that's a great skill to have in it. But I like to think that he's actually shooting. Like Roman's probably been in like you said, one of the biggest storylines in the world, in the world of wrestling, Bloodline. He's come back now, and I just feel like Roman Reigns' returns have just been absolutely dead. Like, let's be honest, Roman Reigns comes back, he's like, oh, he's back again, then he leaves. Oh, he's back again, then he leaves. Oh, he's back again, then he leaves. So Roman Reigns probably getting bored of it, and he's probably like looking at things like, bro, is this all you can offer me? Like, I probably want to do a bit more. Something, give me something to, like, you know, make us feel good again, make the product good again. And yeah, I think hopefully with this whole CM Punk and Roman thing, we can get something on the grill big time and following on doing something else. You know what I mean? Because apparently there's a rumor that Roman Reigns' contract's ending in May. 2026.
Interesting.
Imagine the likes of Roman Reigns in a different promotion,
Don't say
i.e. AEW.
never gonna
No,
happen.
I'm just saying. Like, if things ain't working over there and he's getting a bit bored, AEW might throw in their money and say, "Yo, you want to come? Bro, it could be something." Do you know what I mean? I'm just throwing feelers out. I don't work for AEW, but I'm just saying, like, if that situation is there and that situation opens up for him, and he's getting bored at WWE, like he's saying here, and he wants some sort of progression, then it could be nice. You know what I mean? That's a different alternative that you can go down and do something there. But yeah.
I think Roman's already kind of recognized that he's coming towards the end of his career from a physical point of view. We have to remember he's a fantastic human being that is still dealing with a cancer in his body. You see what I mean? So, like, to now leave where he's got an easy ride to go to where the best wrestle.
So yeah, you will see a different Roman. You'll see Roman getting bust up. Him and Moxley will be bleeding for their lives, bro. I'm being silly. But yeah, that's nothing there as well. But
I do think
like I said,
that you said, I think that is correct. And I think everything he's doing now could be either A, to put over someone before he leaves, and he doesn't renew a contract immediately. You'll probably still see him at some point. Or 2, it's to earn himself a absolutely mega
contract
size contract, so that he's undeniably the highest paid person doing this today, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think one thing from that statement, just to finish up on this statement, that I don't think we should sleep on is him saying, "God bless Nick Khan," and then almost turning it as, we need to now keep up creatively. ADazzle, do you think that's a pointed shot at Triple H and his team? And, like, there's no way to hide that one.
Ooh, it could be. It could easily be, because I'm sure every single one of us at some point on some podcast, in some discussion, in some comment, have said something on the negative side of the booking of WWE, maybe in the last year, 2 years, maybe. Something just feels a bit stale. You know what I mean? There's something that's just missing somewhere, or you can see that there's some kind of change, maybe in, like, some TKO or the ones above, who WWE are making the money for. You know what I mean? So it definitely could be that. Probably not like personally to Triple H, but definitely the creative team, probably even TKO themselves. In terms of, he might feel as though they're stalling, or, it's because of them that certain things are being held back, maybe. So it could easily be a dig in terms of the lack of creative or the hindrances that they've had with creative.
Yeah. Skills.
Yeah. I think I agree with ADazzle. I think it's more of a frustration on what TKO is doing with creative and what they can't do anymore, or I don't know. But I don't know if it's a personal dig at Triple H, but maybe he's purposely just saying, Nick Khan's been great, but in terms of what else has been happening, I'm just not happy with. So he's not going to give Triple H any plaudits for anything, because he's just like, he's in charge of that, isn't he? Triple H will be in charge of that. So he's just like, I just think it's just a bit frustrating what's going on, and I ain't really got time for it, and things needs to change, and I'm going to come back and shake it up, and hopefully they do. I hope that what happens next, I hope Reigns gets free control to say whatever he wants on the mic, and Punk gets the same treatment, and they both can just shoot on each other and really carry this storyline towards Mania. But we'll see. That's to be seen. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that one in just a second. But Anarfi, what do you think? There's, like, Roman has a right to feel let down. The fact that he obviously told the story with Jay. They took Jay on. They attempted to make Jay a main eventer. It didn't really work creatively. Jay's fault, whoever's fault. He also done the honors for Bronson Reed. That didn't really amount to anything at all. He lost to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania in that triple threat match. Seth Rollins pinned him. Obviously, Seth is injured now, but really and truly, the vision hasn't really amounted to much. Like, do you think these are the things that he's talking about in terms of, like, you make me do all these things, and, like, nothing's blossoming from this place?
No, yeah, I think he definitely is talking about that. And even add on to the Nick Khan stuff, I just look at it as a thing where it's like, he knows that Nick Khan does sick for the business wise. So I think Roman's looking at it as a business, but like Skill says, like what, like with the whole creative stuff, he's not really feeling it. And we've been saying it for time on the podcast. Roman Reigns feels like he's lost a bit of aura. Obviously, the aura came back in Royal Rumble, but like the aura is definitely gone. When he comes back, it's like you again. It's like there's not really like a reason for him to come back and actually come and do stuff. Obviously, like the Bronson Reed stuff, that should have propelled Bronson Reed to another level. Bronson Reed should have gone. Obviously, he's won the match. He should have gone for like a straight contenders match. I would have given a contenders match straight away. Bronson Reed is wrestling, flipping Seth Rollins for the whatever. I don't care if they're in the faction together. They're wrestling. I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? It needs to. Things need to happen for like Roman Reigns probably thinking to himself like, bro, like there's stories to be told. There's stories to be told. We've done this before. Let's do it again, man. Let's do it again, man. Give me the pen. Let me do it again. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. It's just I can imagine being frustrating for him.
And that's great that you brought up those points, Mekz, because it's true. Like, look how many people were made stars coming out of that bloodline storyline, and like, a lot of that was the Roman Reigns had passion, and he wanted to make these guys, especially his own family, become seen as main eventers. And obviously, the Jay thing didn't work out. So yeah, I think he's definitely frustrated about how they're booking things with their talent.
Yeah, I wonder, because I know at the same time the Anarfi family have a lot of history with the Paul Heyman, as we know, with Vince McMahon himself. Vince McMahon was the one that started this bloodline story. And as well, just kind of mentioning, obviously, we've recently seen Ava step away from WWE, and the minute she stepped away, she's basically blasted ICE and the US administration that's currently in the job, which WWE are big supporters of. Like, is there like I don't know if this is this gimmick or not. Is this like an Hawaii Fatu family becoming against, Paul Levesque and everything he stands for? ADazzle, what are you thinking?
That would be crazy if that happened. Shane McMahon comes back and to try and take out Roman Reigns. That would be funny. But I don't think it goes that far. But at the same time, there's, as you said, there's a lot of history, and Roman is in a position and a place to be honest, and it not get so much, I guess, reaction in terms of if that was, say, Bron Breakker, who said it, who also has some kind of level of, family history in WWE, but not his own personal, you know what I mean? Like he's not up there like that, like Roman Reigns is. So I can understand, I can see where Roman Reigns would every now and again kind of like throw a dig in there and be like, and what? And then, but I don't think it's overly serious in terms of like it's going to cause some big, massive problem for anyone, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Well,
I did not know about that. I didn't know about that with Ava. I respect that woman, I do respect her.
It's funny because I was actually saying to Anarfi on Saturday, we were doing some filming, and I said to him when we had seen that Ava stepping away, I said, I bet it's because her partner, Tatiana Dumas, is gonna get.
It was never that great.
Yeah. I mean, he said it, not me. Like, that she's gonna get released from the company. No one behold that Tatiana Dumas was actually released about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So maybe it's come up. She hasn't re-signed. And obviously, I'm not saying it's not just because of the girlfriend. There's obviously political things that she cares about as well, because she's immediately said what she said, and notice sort of thing, which is
I think she's very liberal. She's very liberal, isn't she?
But it's just one of those things. I would even think like, your dad is who your dad is in this company. Like, is this the right thing to kind of come out and say? But she must not even care at all at this point. Cool. So okay, let's move on to Roman. Back to Roman. You've obviously mentioned Skillit, that you see Roman Punk, mad promos and all of this kind of stuff. ADazzle, what do you think a Roman Reigns 2026 looks like from here? If Punk is the direction, and please suggest if you think any other person should be the direction. What does it look like? How long is he champion? Does he become champion? Does he lose it? What do you kind of think they're gonna make of this Royal Rumble win?
It's interesting. When I think about the lead up, obviously we can go back that you mentioned earlier as well, Mekz, about the Shield stuff, and even just all the recent stuff that led up to the triple threat that they had last year, with Heyman and all those things there. The War Games matches that they've been in together, and Punk could suggest that he was one that saved Roman twice or whatever it is, and all that kind of stuff. So the lead up is there's substance that could be put into it. Moving on from there, in terms of the result of the match, I would rather Roman not win, just for Punk's sake. But at the same time, I kind of feel as though it would make more sense creatively for Roman to win. It kind of opens up a bit more things. I don't think there's a clear winner in my eyes. Both of them could make sense. So many stories could come from both of them winning. I think it may depend on the lead up and what happens kind of in their story, but also around their story as well. So, for example, like what happens with Braun Breaker now, when does Seth Rollins come back? All that kind of stuff could have an effect in some way as well. And that's us suggesting that it actually is going to be Punk. I mean, it's kind of obvious it will be, but no decision's been made. It could still be Drew McIntyre, or Drew McIntyre might lose, and it could be someone else. Like, who knows?
Some are saying it's still going to be Cody. That Drew is still to lose the belt to Cody and Roman circles back. I think would be extremely harsh. But yeah, Skills, any suggestions on what do you think it looks like from here on out as Roman as the Royal Rumble winner?
I think it has to be Reigns and Punk. I can't see anybody else but Punk, if I'm honest. I mean, if it's not Punk, and I don't see it being Drew McIntyre. So something's going to change before he gets to Mania, and if that's Jey Uso. Remember, they've always wanted to do a Jey Uso Roman Reigns story. So if Jey Uso randomly wins the Elimination Chamber, I don't know if he will be in that, but if he's somehow in that situation where he wins the Elimination Chamber and he gets the title shot at Mania, it could be probably that. That's the only two people I can see Reigns facing this year at Mania. I can't see it be, and Reigns will probably want to do the job for Jey. I don't know if he would do the job for Punk. so I don't know. It's just one of those things. I don't know. I think it has to be Punk. I mean, they went viral for sharing the page in like 2 seconds. Like that went mad. It has to be those two.
And Anarfi, if Roman is to beat Punk for the title, let's say, who do you think he then passes that torch on to? Who's the man to beat Roman? Like, what is, because if we're looking at it, forget his contract in May, like let's say he holds it for, I don't know, to SummerSlam. Who is the guy that's going to take it off him?
I've got 2 names in my head. One of them is like this one is a surprise that we've been talking about. If there's one guy we're going to do is Braun Breaker. That's my first pick. If they want to do surprise and put this guy on another level, I'm talking Obafemi. So Obafemi wins the King of the Ring. The ruler is the king of wrestling now. I want to wrestle Roman Reigns, so he beats Roman Reigns for the title at SummerSlam, and Roman Reigns is then we can look at Roman Reigns like, look, yeah, he's done. He's setting off now. He's done. Yeah, it's time to put on shoes. I think if they're going to do that with Oba, then that's what he should do. But Braun Breaker, I think Braun Breaker could beat him, and then take him to another level, and still have because I don't know what's happening in the division. I think I need to see what the vision looks like after Mania. Then I can have clear foresight. But yeah, I think Braun Breaker should do it. Then hopefully, like I said, Obafemi could be the guy to defeat Roman.
Yeah,
I think another name you can throw in would be Gunther.
Yeah, retire. I want to kill your career as well. Oh, cook it up. It does. Add some more jerk chicken in that one, boy. Add some more jerk chicken pimento. Add some more pimento in that one.
Pimento seed, yeah.
That one I'll eat that one, boy. That one I'll eat that one. Gunther versus Roman Reigns.
That'll be good. Yeah, that'll be sick. That'll be sick.
That'll be strong.
Yeah.
That'll be strong.
Yeah, I would like to see that. That's a good shout.
Yeah. I did not think of that. You cooked it.
Yeah, same. I don't know why I didn't think of that either.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I guess if we're talking SummerSlam, it's looking like it'd probably be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. But either way, Gunther would be a person that should beat him, because just to touch on Braun Breaker, and we obviously saw what happened with him in the Rumble. I just don't feel that he's ready. And I feel like them kind of hyping him up at the beginning of this year, Eddie having that CM Punk match, and kind of pulling the mat from under his feet. He seems to have somewhat lost a bit of confidence in his presentation since then. I don't know. There's something about him that doesn't look the same. And when you're looking at the likes of a Trick Williams come up, just oozing with charisma, and Obafemi oozing with charisma, these guys really know themselves, right? I just feel like Bron Breakker is a great athlete, puts on a really good match. He's had a couple really good matches so far in his career. But to crown him above some of these guys that are still active today, I think this is maybe what WWE is still struggling with. It's like they almost went there, but he's not ready yet. Like, is there a fear that some of these other guys are going to lap Bron Breakker?
Possibility. Like Javon as well. Javon's another guy that's got mad charisma. Obviously, he's doing some other stuff, but like he's another guy that we can look out for. Like Obafemi, I think if I'm honest, Obafemi just trumps everything. Like everything like the fact that he came in Royal Rumble #1, mad energy. The Saudi man loved him, like throwing Bear Man out. Like Obafemi hasn't even spoken on Raw or SmackDown yet. He hasn't spoken yet. So the time when he speaks, it's a wrap. It's done. Mm-hmm. You see when you listen to Pow and they say, "Oh, Cracker's got the DJ rules it straight away." He's gonna they're gonna wheel it. They're gonna wheel it again and again and again and again and again. Because bro, this guy he's special. He's a special something.
That's
he's
hilarious.
Very special. He's very special.
He's definitely special. And
WWE got one.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Was that his main roster debut?
Yes.
Yes. Saturday night.
Yes. But we don't know if he's Raw or SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. So we'll find out tonight. We might find out this week then. Yeah.
And even I even forgot Powerhouse Will Hobbs. He can talk as well. Another guy that can talk. He can wrestle. He can do the whole thing. So Bron Breakker is going to be quite shaky for a lot of people on the roster now. Like people got to start like taking the opportunity they have and making it into flipping lasagna. Do you get what I mean? Like they need to start making things work for them because the landscape of WWE could be amazing. A lot of black strong wrestlers, a lot of upcoming wrestlers, talented wrestlers. Like even the Evolve lot. There's a Evolve lot that we already speak about. Jack Cartwheel and them man, like bro, them man have got something about them. So yeah, man, it's like things are picking up, man, and it's just up to these wrestlers just adapt and keep going. But I think Bron could defo get back into it, like hopefully by after Mania, if he's not doing nothing mad at Mania, because they're going Backlash in Tampa, Florida, which is apparently going to be a big show. So who knows, man? Who knows what can happen, man? You know.
But yeah, to answer your question, Mekz, definitely he could definitely get lapsed. I'm sorry. Like he's a great athlete. I grew up on his dad and his uncle. They were great athletes. They were amazing.
But they got lapsed.
But they got lapsed big time. Yeah. And like even like Vince wanted to make Scott Steiner a world champion in '93, and then he was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work out." So I'm just saying it could happen again. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is it. Oh well. We'll see. Big up everyone in the chat. We got Navy. It says King Oba. Big up Elijah. He says Black Mania loading by 2028.
Facts.
Yeah. It's looking like it's very possible, to be completely honest. And Chilonte says, I guess Roman Reigns, he'll pass the torch to Bron Breakker. We'll see. Well, to kind of bring us to a close, I wanted to ask you guys, what is like one creative suggestion you would give WWE for this year, 2026? Because right now, with Roman Reigns winning the Rumble, people aren't happy with the creative direction. Although I think we've unanimously said, but who else would have it been? You know, people aren't happy with the direction. So, what would you say would be like one thing creatively you would want to see them do? And we don't have to kind of go like create a rule for them to do, but just something with the tools they have now, the roster they have now, they can do to just kind of flip the company on its head, sort of thing, and just a new outlook on things.
I think I've got a whole package in there. I think we could take a book at Ruthless Aggression. Like last week, I ended up watching just stumbled across a TikTok video, and they put the full match of Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero versus Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, and the fact that back in the day you would watch a certain show for someone and it'll be that, and it will have a division like the cruiserweight division. I think WWE should definitely look at doing something like that. Like I know there's bare belts already, but it then gives a chance for everyone else. Like, for example, imagine Javon Evans, cruiserweight champion. You see what I mean? Like, it just has it has a nice ring to it. The draft should definitely be done properly. Like that will I think that will solve a lot of problems in WWE. People going back and forth, doing a lot of bullshit. Do you hear me? I can't hear you, Mekz, bro. Sorry.
Gone again.
Yeah, you're back.
You're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you say? Yeah, what you say?
I was saying a hard brand split. Is that what you mean?
Yes, a hard brand split. Like, no one can cross it. No one can go left. No one can go right. Like, it's straight. Boom. Obafemi is signed to Raw. He stays at Raw. You see what I mean? And have that be a thing, because like the people like them able to jump back and forth. It's just like, very And it keeps things unpredictable as well. Because if one day Obafemi does turn up at Raw, it's like, what the hell is he here for? Who's he coming to? You got what I mean? It's like, it's that. We can even look back at, I think it was a Survivor Series when it was Raw versus SmackDown, and them man went in the car park, and them man were unbuttoning their shirts and stuff, and you're like, raw, I want to watch this tonight. You see it, so it gives some sort of like excitement to watch the next show and stuff. But yeah, man, and with that, it's just hard split, man. What's it? Risk, isn't it? It's just a risk anyway, so just more risk, I reckon.
Everyone watching live, keep putting your suggestions in the comments. We're going to come to them in a second. Skillit, what do you think? One creative thing that you would like to see the company do this year?
That's the thing, because I always talk about creative needs to be better, but I haven't really thought about what they can do. I think everything's kind of been done with wrestling now, and I'm thinking, what is new? What is something fresh that they can introduce? I think definitely the fact that they now are looking into promoting a bit more black talent, enhancing the black talent. I mean, the cream rises to the crop, so you might as well just make them the mainstays. I think Obafemi will be a good shout to be a main roster draw for this year. But in terms of ideas of what they can do, I do like the roster split, but I just don't have faith in it. I don't have faith they will do it well. I don't have faith that WWE's never done a good cruiserweight division. They've never done it well.
Even in Ruthless Aggression. I mean, not better than WCW, but like Ruthless Aggression.
Okay.
WCW was far.
I'll give you that. The Ruthless Aggression time was probably the best time they were doing it, and then it just fizzled out. But I'm looking at the talent they have today, and I guess I'm not sure, bro. I really don't. Personally, if you're asking me what I really want to change in WWE, I think less shows. Personally, I think get rid of SmackDown. I know this sounds wild, yeah. I know this sounds wild in the 2026 scope, but I remember I used to love watching wrestling week in, week out, because it was one show, it was once a week, and you had something to look forward to. I was like literally looking forward to watching what's going to happen in wrestling next week, because it was just one show, one roster, and you just watch it. I think there's too many people, there's too many talent, and there's too many shows. I think wrestling needs to minimize how much output they put in, and if they make it one long 3-hour show with a great roster, pick the best of the best, I think things would drastically change in terms of viewership, ideas. I think all of that. I think they're stretching the ideas too much, because there's too many talent.
Too much, yeah.
I know this sounds wild, but I just say it.
So you want to go back to Roy's War days?
Bring it
Roy's
back to
War.
98.
Yeah, that was fun.
Anarfi, the video when they turn.
Yeah.
Bring it back to them, man. I don't know. I just think too much wrestling right now, especially from WWE. It's too much.
Yeah.
Bro, we're laughing.
That's probably not the best idea, but that's why I would go.
No, we're laughing, but it's a very valid point that oversaturation really makes them have to create more ideas, and then with the more ideas they're creating, worse ideas are coming. So there is a thing where when it's oversaturated, you're diluting the quality.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if I would bet my house that if you got removed just a 2-hour show once a week, that they would nail it every single week.
No, that's a good point.
Still wouldn't, but like,
no, they probably wouldn't.
Yeah, oversaturation is definitely a thing. ADazzle, any suggestions from yourself?
To respond to what everyone's saying, with what Anarfi's saying about like the cruiserweight division thing, I think in a positive way, they're kind of doing that indirectly with the US Championship. On SmackDown, it being defended every single week, the matches that we're seeing, the people that are involved in them. And I've always said, not even so much a cruiserweight thing, but more so like an X division type of thing, where it's not about the weight class, it's just about the excitement and the style of the matches and all that kind of thing. And I think they're kind of doing that. indirectly with the United States Championship. I think Skillit's right as well about, or it's a good point about the oversaturation. I'm not sure how the writers' room works exactly, but I don't know if it's those core people that are making decisions for every tier of the roster. If that is the case, that needs to be split, and maybe other people need to be looking at the different cards, I guess, on the roster. Maybe that would make a difference. But at the same time, there's more than enough talent on both sides on every single show for them to get it right. I struggle to understand how some things are wrong. So when we watch it every single week, we nitpick at everything, and we're like, so why is that? Why didn't they make that decision? Or why isn't Chelsea Green still the Women's United States champion? Or why is so and so? Like, it's not in our mind. It's not that difficult. We're not there on the table, so we don't know. In terms of my suggestion, creatively, it's a tough one, but I would say put the Rocket on Trick Williams. For me, that's the one creative decision. I know we talked about Obafemi, and I get it, but personally, I would put the Rocket on Trick Williams. There's just something more to him for me. Like, Oba's a dominant guy, of course, but I think the problem is and we saw it in NXT, is with Oba being dominant, you get to a point where you're like, well, who's supposed to beat him?
Yeah.
Who can leave him? It's not
Thanos. It's basically Thanos.
That's Gunther right
it
now.
Messed up NXT. And I think NXT is better that Obafemi's not there.
He's gone. Yeah, he's
Because
gone.
it's opened it up for everyone else. It's going to make things a lot more believable and whatever else. Yeah, the dominant one was amazing. It was great to see for Obafemi, but it hurt NXT in general. So I would rather see a man like Trick Williams have, put the Rocket on. So then it kind of opens things up for everyone else. A Finn Balor could beat Trick Williams. A Bron Breakker could beat Trick Williams. A so-and-so LA Knight. You know what I mean? There's so many other people who we've kind of wanted to see at the top become champion. So for me, someone like Trick Williams would make a lot more sense out of the two in terms of like Oba or Trick. I'd put it on Trick all day long.
Okay, but quick question, right? Do you think if WWE went back to the old school booking, Bruno Sammartino style, in the 70s with Oba, would that work? Do you think if Oba had a reign that lasted over 3, 4, 5 years, and then you build somebody to finally beat him in 2026, do we have the attention span for that to work? I don't know.
No, unless he's doing like I don't think it'll work because
it won't.
I'm trying to think of a situation where it can work, but it's like I don't know, man. Unless he doesn't show up. Holds it captive.
Yeah,
that's what I give him.
Is this not Roman Reigns we're talking about?
True.
But Roman Reigns was different. Roman Reigns had like he had branches spilling off other stuff, so it was making sense.
So so you take your pen and you write a good story, and then a title run can effectively last that. It's not easy. It's not easy to write, but if you have
5 years, 5-year reign.
Look, if we Romans wasn't supposed to last as long as it did, but they found a way to make it do it. If he goes from him being who he is now to being just a straight stone cold heel to then becoming a baby face as well, this could all happen within 3 years, 4 years. Like I'm not advocating it should be that long, but there's a certain believability. Like we're saying now with Gunther, there's a certain inevitability that okay, he's gonna win. Lord Gunther wins. That's what's gonna become very soon if it's not that already. And with Oba, definitely. I think that's there as well. True.
Mekz.
I can't hear you again, bro. You can't hear again.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry. Untold. WWE Untold. Take off his mic.
Wrestling's Untold.
Season 1 in the works.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see wrestling's fighting with shadows. Wrestling with shadows.
Hey, great documentary, by the way. Great documentary.
Classic.
Great documentary. Yeah.
Classic
documentary.
Classic.
Yeah, can you hear now? Yeah.
You hear me now? Sorry, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I was just saying Trick Williams, I think, is someone that they can put the belt on. He can go outside the company, do all the company stuff, be a great rep for them. And like ADazzle was saying, it's still believable that XYZ person can beat him, sort of thing. The crowd won't go crazy, unless the run is that good. So yeah, I think it's good to kind of chat about these different creative avenues they could take. Navy says maybe it's time to take more risks. Elijah says bring back squash matches to put over, I guess, bigger guys and stuff. Heel Corey says just make things more chaotic, more unpredictable. Hard brand split as well, but they'll turn up in AAA and Noah. Yeah, knowledge says here, I think this is to your point, Skillit. Oversaturation is accurate, but get used to it. SmackDown deal is worth 1.4 billion. If they were offered enough money to do TV on a Thursday, they'd do it.
He's right. He's
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Like,
They love the money, bro.
Yeah, they do, bro. Money over everything.
over everything.
Yeah.
Triple H said that 3 hours.
I mean, that's
of
what, I mean,
is
technically,
terrible.
that's what TNA is now anyway.
Yeah.
It's NXT on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Basically.
NXT on a Thursday.
Okay.
That's cool.
We thinking
I mean-
AJ's gonna show up there, innit? He
He showed up, but one last time. Yeah.
That's why he didn't take off. That's why he didn't drop the gloves.
I think he's going to AEW.
I
I
think-
think he's going to AEW.
AEW.
He's in AEW.
Yeah, he's
I
going
would
to AEW.
I would love it if he went AEW. I would love it.
I think he shows up Revolution. Oh my God, it's AJ Styles. Watch, you see it. You see it. You are. If he has that face, I'll lose my head.
He'll buy the theme. Tony Khan will buy the theme. Yeah.
I think he would. I think I'll lose my head.
Yeah,
I'll
Tony
lose
Khan
my
probably
head.
would buy the theme, knowing Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Didn't Tony
yeah.
pay 30 grand for Danielson to have final countdown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mekz, he paid it. He'll pay that fee every time he came down. It wasn't a one-off.
One off.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Every time he came to the thing, he will pay that fee. It's crazy, bro.
Lies.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think we've looked at it from all angles. Roman Reigns is that guy. Roman Reigns needed to win the Royal Rumble. That's our thoughts. Guys in the comments, let us know. Are we too much on the train? Are we, sipping the juice too much? Because I don't see another name viable that should have won personally. So I agree with what everyone's saying here. Big up you, man, that joined us. Big up ADazzle, Black Wrestling Alliance. Big up Skillit World, Kick Out Podcast as well, and Anarfi. Any announcements, Anarfi, before we get out of here?
We've got a bunch of content dropping in the next couple of weeks, so you guys stay tuned. If you're not a member, become a member now because you'll get that so early. And yeah, man, just bare stuff happening, man. We got Elijah. Elijah's in the chat now, but he's coming on a podcast on the 11th, so make sure you guys are tuned out for that. Yeah. We got Nikki coming on the podcast this Wednesday, and but we need to get you, man, back on the podcast, bro. Let us know when you guys are free.
Yeah,
let us know when you guys are free, man. When you're in London, it does. Let us know. And Skillit, when you're free, let us know as well.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah, just there, man.
Love. This is our OGs, people. So like we're saying, all their details are in the description. So follow up, subscribe, show love as well. And yeah, man, we'll be back next Monday Night Live. We'll see what this week of wrestling gives us. Roman Reigns is on Raw tonight, so we'll see what that's gonna look like. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.
I might have to let it drop. I might have to let it drop.